Welcome to Book to Blueprint, where powerful books become practical blueprints for real life. You do not need more information, you need execution. This is Book to Blueprint. So, today we're doing something a little different. We're not just going to talk about Tony Robbins' book Unshakeable, we're going to tear it down and rebuild it into a simple, actionable blueprint. We're skipping all the theory. This is a step by step guide you can literally start using today to build real, lasting financial peace of mind. Let's dive in. So, what's the whole point of this? What does it even mean to be unshakable? Well, it's about way more than just having money. It's about that deep down, unshakable confidence, that calm you feel inside when you know no matter what kind of crazy stuff is happening in the world or in the stock market, that you're going to be okay. That feeling right there, that's the real prize. And to get you there, we've broken this blueprint into 6 simple parts. We'll kick things off with the core outcome, what you're actually getting. Then we'll cover the big idea and the operating system that runs it all. After that, it's all action. Your implementation plan, the recurring behaviors you'll need, and finally, the common mistakes you absolutely have to avoid. All right, part 1, the core outcome. Let's get crystal clear on what you're actually building towards. The end result is simple but profound, achieving true financial freedom. It's about having that total peace of mind where you just know that you and your family are secure no matter what Wall Street or the economy throws at you. It's about becoming the chess player in your own life, not just a pawn being moved around the board by fear. So how do we get there? That brings us to part 2, the big idea. To get this outcome, you need the right playbook. And here's the best part. This playbook isn't just some random person's theory. Nope. Tony Robbins went out and interviewed over 50 of the greatest financial minds on the planet. We're talking legends like Ray Dalio and Paul Tudor Jones. And he basically distilled all their wisdom into one simple playbook. So the big idea isn't to be a genius and invent something new. It's to just copy the proven plays that the best in the world already use. Okay, let's move on to part 3, the operating system. Think of these as the core 4 principles that everything else is built on. And remember, complexity is the enemy of execution. If it's too complicated, you're not going to do it. So these rules are powerfully simple. Every single great investor, at their core, lives by these 4 rules. Number 1, and this is huge, don't lose money. They're obsessed with this. Number 2, they're always looking for what's called asymmetrical risk/reward, where the potential win is way, way bigger than the potential loss. 3, they diversify, but they do it intelligently. And 4, they're absolutely ruthless about cutting down fees and taxes, which are like silent killers for your long-term growth. Now let's just hammer home that first principle. Don't lose. Check out this math because it's brutal. If you have $100 and you lose 50%, you're down to 50, right? Simple enough. But to get back to your original $100, you now need to make a 100% gain. Think about that. Losing hurts you mathematically twice as much as winning helps you. That's why the pros are so focused on protecting their downside first. And that second principle, asymmetrical risk/reward, it's all about finding deals that are heavily stacked in your favor. The legendary investor Paul Tudor Jones calls it looking for a 5-to-1 trade. You want to find situations where you can risk $1 for the very real potential of making 5. This isn't about wild gambling, it's about making smart, calculated bets where the odds are overwhelmingly on your side. And hey, don't just take my word for it. Here's what Ray Dalio, another one of the greatest investors of all time, had to say. He points out that Tony's real gift is making these complex ideas simple enough for anyone to actually use. And that's really the heart of this whole blueprint. Simplicity leads to action. Which brings us to part 4, implementation. Okay, we have the principles. So how do we put them in action? Well, it's a simple 3-step plan. It all boils down to these 3 things. Step 1 is focus. You have to get absolutely crystal clear on the life you really want, and you measure this by having a specific written vision. Step 2 is massive action. You find a proven strategy, like this one, and you automate it. Automation is everything because it takes your emotions out of the driver's seat. And finally, step 3 is fulfillment. This is about mastering your own mind, because what's the point of winning the financial game if you're too stressed out to enjoy the journey? Okay, on to part 5, recurring behaviors. A plan is one thing, but making it stick for the long haul, that comes down to building the right habits. These are the things you do over and over that make you unshakable. So what do these unshakable habits look like? First, you create a simple investment checklist based on those core 4 principles. It guides your decisions. Next, you automate everything. Set it and forget it. Third, once a year, you rebalance your portfolio. This forces you to systematically sell what's gone up and buy what's gone down. Fourth, you review your plan with a trusted advisor. And last, and this might be the most important one of all, you focus only on what you can actually control, and you learn to ruthlessly ignore all the daily noise. All right, we've arrived at our final section, part 6, and this is so critical. We have to talk about the avoidable traps, the common psychological mistakes that absolutely destroy the results for most people. Just look at this chart. It's shocking. Over a 30-year span, the stock market, the S&P 500, returned over 10% a year. But the average person investing in that same market, they only made 3.66%. What is going on here? Why is there such a massive gap? It's not about picking bad investments. It's about bad behavior. It's about letting fear and greed make all your decisions. And that really gets to the core of it. The single biggest threat to your financial future isn't a market crash or some crooked Wall Street firm. It's your own brain. It's the person looking back at you in the mirror. See, our brains are wired for short-term survival, not long-term investing. And that mismatch causes us to make really, really costly mistakes. Here's a classic example of one of those mistakes. Chasing what's hot. We see some investment that's gone to the moon, we get a huge case of FOMO, fear of missing out, and we pile in right at the top. The unshakable solution? Discipline. You just stick to your pre-decided asset allocation plan. Period. You ignore the hype. And here's the other side of that coin, the most destructive mistake of all. Selling in a panic. The market tanks, everyone's freaking out, and your gut is just screaming, get out now. The unshakable investor does the exact opposite. They see a market crash as a sale, a Black Friday for quality assets, and they use it as an opportunity to rebalance the portfolio, buying great stuff on the cheap. Look at this. All these headlines and questions and fears. What about the economy? Is now a good time to buy? Should I sell? This is all just noise. It's designed to make you anxious and emotional. Your blueprint, your rules, your plan, your habits, that is the signal. And your entire job is to tune out the noise and just follow the signal. And at the end of the day, let's just remember why we're doing any of this. The goal isn't just to get a bigger number on your bank account. True wealth, the real treasure, is being able to live in a beautiful state of mind. It's the freedom to feel peace and joy and gratitude, no matter what's happening out there. That's the ultimate freedom this blueprint is designed to give you. So there you have it, the outcome, the big idea, the operating system, the implementation plan, the habits, and the traps to avoid. You literally have the entire blueprint right in front of you. The only question left is, are you ready to use it and become unshakable? If you have a book in mind that should be added to our list, comment below. If this blueprint helped you, subscribe, like, and build with us. More blueprints are coming. Stay intentional, stay consistent. We are doing this one book at a time. And remember, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So share this with them and grow together. Real progress becomes stronger when it is shared. Build your life one blueprint at a time. You do not attract what you want, you attract what you do.